Yo, what's up, Divine Beings? What's up, Soul Tribe? It's Spank here. And normally when y'all see me on my videos, I'm either like uplifting or I'm informing y'all of something. Y'all don't really see like, a different side of me. So I kept hearing like, tell your story, or that Damani verse when he was like, tell your story, live in your glory. And it's like, for me, a lot of people see me as this happy-go-lucky person, so kind, and they take my kindness for weakness, and they don't truly know what the most kindest people really go through inside of life, right? I've been doing a lot of shadow work around it. Is my 8.5-year relationship that I was once in. The first 3 years, that was my first boyfriend. I thought that I was in love and all that crap, and I really wanted to make it work, and I had just had my son when I hit 21, and things of that nature. So I take full accountability for my actions and my ignorance within that relationship. I'm not doing this to be no victim or have a victim mentality about it. It's really to make people aware and to inform people who might be possibly going through this themselves. After that 3rd year, I knew that I didn't want to be in that relationship. I told him that I was unhappy. I made sure that he knew if he wasn't going to change that I was going to leave, right? But I didn't stand on boundaries. I was never the one to stand on business once it comes to the person that I love or the people that I love. I used to be that people pleaser, that doormat. And, due to my abandonment issues as a child and, my codependency, I was codependent on him, even though I was the one doing all of the work. He was always in between jobs and I had to get a second job, working about 16 hours a day, really in that hustle and that grind, walking to and from home to work. 3rd trimester of my pregnancy, I didn't see him as another child. I saw him as my partner, even though I was doing all of the work. He was technically my second child at the time. That's not a healthy relationship for you. And then you sacrifice yourself to stay. Because he will always instill in me, if you leave, you're going to be the one to break up this family. If you leave, you're going to be the one to break up this family. And I was always like, I'm not going to be the one to break up this family. I'm going to ride this shit out to the end because I'm loyal. I'm loyal as fuck. And it was like, I didn't see how much I was losing myself within that relationship of being with him, because he had a lot of like mental issues that I was trying to correct. I was trying to be his therapist. I was trying to be the person to take care of him, uplift him, speak life into him. And he would always counteract that, especially with the way that he spoke and his actions. A lot of times he would be lying to like friends and family and stuff like that, and I wouldn't automatically agree. I would just like be quiet and act like I don't know what's going on inside of the situations. But I let myself be financially abused, mentally abused, spiritually abused. I almost lost myself within that relationship, because ain't nothing gonna dim my flame. It was a lot of gaslighting. It was a lot of talking down upon you, like belittling you. A lot of my talents and gifts that I used to love to do, he would strip it from me. Like, I had a piano keyboard, and once it was time to move, he'll be like, no, leave that. Or like I would be gifted a keyboard, and then I'll go to work and come back and my shit thrown in the trash. So it was like anything that I had a passion for, anything that I truly loved, it was always stripped away from me within that relationship. In the South, you always hear like love always comes with a sacrifice. You always got to sacrifice something for love. So I felt like I had to sacrifice my own happiness to be in fucking love. And I know that sounds crazy as hell, but that's how I truly looked at it. I'm going to stay with my children's father so that they can have a happy life. It was not like that. It got to the point where I was real tired. I was real fed up with it. I'm doing everything by my damn self. You're financially draining me. I'm like not able to leave you because I don't have the finances to leave you. I don't want to stay because of the way that you treat me, or you're hardly ever home anyways. You know what I mean? And like, not to say that it was his fault, because I let him do everything that he wanted to do. I gave him all the freedom that I wanted for myself as well. But his insecurities would always override anything that I had going on. Like, say if I wanted to go to a phone party with my cousin or something like that, he'll straight up like, what the fuck you going out in? You're not wearing this, and stuff like that. He always tried to control me in my own actions. Like, if I want to walk off from an argument, because I hated arguing with him, I would literally just shut down and just be quiet. And like, I'm talking about upon rising, arguing, about to leave to go to work, arguing, come back, you're arguing. It's like it was a nonstop thing, and I'm not the type of person who does that argument back and forth shit. Like I'm gonna just be quiet and you just gonna have to fuss with yourself. I'm not giving you my energy. And it was just like, it got to the point where I was just tired. 8.5 years, I was just internalizing everything. I wasn't voicing it out to him anymore because it'll start arguments. And like, I didn't reach out to anybody else because he literally tried to cut me. I let him cut me off from everybody, family, friends, all that shit. So it was like for me, I started taking better care of myself. I started doing my yoga. I actually started to like tap into myself. And once I truly started to love myself again and actually take care of myself, that's when that tower moment came in. That's when that conflict and that chaos came in. I let him push me to the point that I started spazzing out. Like, I got suspended for a month from my job with no pay. I lost my children for a whole fucking week. Like, I lost my apartment. I had to, like, sleep on my friend's couch for 3 fucking months. Like, because of my actions of letting somebody else push me to the point of, like, no return, jumping off of that fucking cliff, I was punished in multiple ways. But throughout it all, I still remain strong. And I'm appreciative of all of it because I've learned my lessons and I've learned the things that I needed to learn to build and to grow and to become the person that I am today. That's why I'm so grateful. That's why I show so much gratitude to the Most High and to my spirit team, because they really had my back when I didn't know what the fuck to do. When I was stuck inside of a corner, they had me. I ain't go towards family. I really didn't want to go towards my friend, but she literally was like the next 2 buildings over from where I stayed at. We worked together. I had a huge eye opener at that point in time. That was my pivotal point. Normally, for people who start their spiritual journey, it's either something super traumatic, because once my brother ended up passing, like, that's when everything started, like, switching for me. When my brother passed a few years before that, the situation had happened. But it was just like, for me personally, I went through a lot just to get to where I am now. And, like, I really don't give myself props, but I'm learning how to congratulate myself for the things that I've gone through and to get to where I am 10 toes by my damn self. I'm just grateful for my team, because if it wasn't for my team, I wouldn't be where I am today. I had to go to jail for my actions, but I am so grateful for all of the shit that I had gone through with him. A lot of mental manipulation and abuse within that relationship altogether, because he's highly intelligent, and he knew what the fuck he was doing. And it was like, even though I knew what he was doing, I felt like he should love me enough to not treat me that way. You know what I mean? But it's, you can't be expecting yourself out of other people. And I learned that once I actually stood my ground and became single, I wasn't going to be with him anymore. Once I got the opportunity to leave, I ended up leaving, and it was the best thing I've ever done. I've been a single mom of 2 for 6 years, and I'm just grateful for knowing now what I don't want inside of a man. Know that you are worthy, and you should love yourself enough to get out of those situations. I hope this helps someone. Research, help. And there are resources out there for anyone, males or females, who feel like they're being, abused in any type of way. If they feel like they're being stuck inside of a situation, you can at least talk to someone. There's hotlines that you can call. There's programs in places that can actually assist you with getting money to leave that partner or leave that abusive relationship. You don't have to stay where you are. You have to know your worth and know that you are better than the situations that you're letting yourself be in. Leaving codependency can be fearful, but eventually we're going to have to get out of that fear. Eventually you're going to have to do it scared anyways, or some people might possibly lose their life. So, like, it's more of a, do you love them more than you love yourself type situation. And just know that you are strong enough to get through everything within your life. And I say that to say this: I love y'all. Even if you don't love yourself, I'm always going to be here. Until next time, namaste.